What's up, y'all? Today's project is a 2003 Nissan Altima. It can be a 2.5 liter or a 3.5. The project is, what we're gonna do is put a new bumper on this vehicle. There was a video that I made where I was removing the bumper. Now we're installing the bumper. So here's the front end of the vehicle without the bumper. Best thing to do if you have the bumper off is and it's up to you what you want to do, but I would soap it up and wash it down, especially the AC condenser and the radiator, because a lot of times when you're driving there's a lot of buildup and bugs get killed on it. If you clean it up in the future, it's good for the engine and the AC. Here is the old bumper that we removed. So what we're going to do before putting the new bumper on is disconnect the fog lights, disconnect the license plate holder on the front. Here's the back view of the bumper. So to disconnect the fog lights, basically there's a 10 mil right here on the top, and it should pop out. That's all that's holding it. Same thing with the other side. So what we're gonna do here is remove this. It's just two 10 millimeters that's holding this to the bumper. And of course, when you remove it, there's gonna be a lot of dirt and debris and stuff like that. So we'll get that cleaned up. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna put this back on the bumper, but I will put it in the glove compartment or in the trunk, so the customer can decide if they want to put it back on or not. In some cities, you know, it's required to put the license plate in the front, and some cities are not anal about, you know, having both license plates. But on the safe side, you want to put license plates on front and back if you don't want to get pulled over. Now what we're going to do is remove the fog lights. It's going to be a 10 mil on the top. Disconnect that. And it should be clipped on right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to press it out. And of course it flies right out. Don't do what I did. Just do what I say. But watch out. Don't press it too hard because they'll fly off. Now here's the fog light. I actually got lucky. This thing is made out of glass. If you buy an aftermarket, I'm sure it'll be made out of plastic. But when it hit the ground, I'm lucky that it didn't break. So basically, you see these things right here. Let me get close up here. These are the clips that clip onto these little nipples here, or tips. They clip into this, so you know when you push it, after you release the 10 mil, you can push it out. But we're gonna have to reuse this, so we'll need to push this out and put it on the new one. On the new bumper, okay? On these little things, little stuff right here, we're gonna have to reuse. Oh, also note, we're gonna need to take these off. These are clips that goes on to the bumper that clips onto the vehicle. And without damaging this, we need a flathead screwdriver to do that. So we're going to do the same thing on this side for the fog lights. Besides pushing it out and letting it fall to the ground, we'll be more careful with this one. So put one hand on the other side and then press on with this side. And there you have it. And make sure you take these little clips out, because we're going to use those on the new bumper. So to remove this clip, you just raise this up here, and then you just pull, and then it comes out. And that's what it looks like, and it goes onto that little piece there. On the since this bumper was damaged and got hit, one side is missing because when it got hit and cracked, it got lost. So there you are. So once you disconnect everything off the bumper, we're just gonna grab it and toss it. So this is the new bumper, painted and everything. This is the back end, and this is the front end of the new bumper. Now we're going to go ahead and put everything attached to it to get it ready to put on the vehicle. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and put this clip back on. Since we got it off from the this would be the driver's side. We'll go ahead and stick it back on the driver's side. Basically, where this hole is right here, we'll just snap it back on. And there you go. Since the other side was damaged and got in an accident and was missing, we don't have that, so we're gonna have to improvise and do without it. Next, we're gonna put these little clips back on for the fog lights. So they're going to go from within and then clip onto there. So when we put the fog lights, those two ends, we'll stick it in there, and then right here we'll bolt the 10 mil on top. But first we're going to go ahead and wash them before we put them back. So on these fog lights, you'll see an R for right and L for left. So driver's side is the left, passenger side is right. So we're going to go ahead and put them on. So with one hand, you're going to slide it through, okay? And then the other hand, you'll grip onto it. And then you got these little nipples that will stick out, and they'll clip onto these ends right here, okay? With that being said, now we're going to grab a 10 mil bolt, and we'll put it on the top, and we'll go ahead and hand tight it, and then we'll screw it on. And then we'll do the same thing for the other side. Okay, that's going to be to the bottom, so you're going to flip it like that, run it through. It's going to clip on like so. Then we're going to get a 10 mil bolt and put it on top, and then we'll go ahead and screw that on. Now we're going to show you the front end of it on both sides. Now we're going to put the grill onto the bumper. And so on the grill, we have these clips at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to clip on to 1, 2, 3, 4. And once you get that done, these top hose right here are going to clip on. Once we put the bumper onto the car, it'll clip on here and here onto the car. So we'll go ahead and we'll do this later. I just wanted to show you all this. Once we get the bumper on there, then we're going to slap it on there. You don't want to slap it on the bumper and then put the grill and the bumper on to the vehicle, because chances are you might damage this. So we'll do this last. So this side of the bumper right here, once you get the whole view, this bracket actually goes right here, clipping onto the fender part. Okay, and you can match it by the hose. Since the vehicle, the old bumper was damaged, this side on the passenger side is missing. So we're just going to use this one on the driver's side, but it's just a bracket that holds it with more force and more steady. Really, you don't really need it, but we'll add this one on because we have it. But on the other side, we'll just use it, do it without it. So to hold this bracket in place, there's these two holes here that has some plastic clips that goes into there that will hold this bracket onto there, and then when you get to the vehicle, then you bolt on from these two ends. So to put these clips on, I have a variety of clips. The variety of clips I have here, you can purchase this online or you can go to your nearest auto parts store, but these are always good to have around if you deal with this a lot and they break on you. I would recommend getting a kit with all these different clips. So now is to find which one that will be best using right here, and the clip is a P16. That's what it's called on my my kit there. But basically, you stick them in, and these actually press down and they'll lock in place. The only negative thing about these that I could tell you about is they're really hard to press down. But that's how it works. I'm not going to show it to you, but that's how it works. So what we figured out how to push these tabs in to lock it in place, since I was saying they don't work well, what we learned is we break them off first. Okay, we get a pick and we kind of make the hole a little bit wider on the top, and then you stick this back in place and it actually presses in afterwards. And when it gets pressed in, as you can see, it spreads these 4 tabs out so it can lock in place. And that's how it actually works. So now we got the bumper ready. First thing we're going to do is we're going to connect the fog lights. And so you got these plugged here, and then we're going to connect the fog lights there. And there. So now we're going to raise up the bumper and put it in place. Now, once you put the bumper on, It should snap in some areas, and some areas will not. So now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go get that grill part and put it on, so I can snap the center in place. So, and then I will work on the sides to the fender. Okay, so right here, earlier I spoke that the grill will clip onto the far bottom space, and then on the top the grill will clip on to these two top space. Okay, so before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and set this grill on top. These outer holes here, they don't clip to the grill, so I'm gonna go ahead and find a clip and clip these on so it will stay in place. Oh, there's the Maxima. Right here, we're gonna go ahead and put the clips in so it can hold in place. What I like to do is I grab these, push them down, and clamp them in. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. And then that holds in place. And then we'll go ahead and put this grill on. And like I said, it'll clamp on to the bottom with the 4 clips. You won't be able to see it. You're gonna make sure everything's aligned. So the clips on, and then we'll go ahead and clip these 2 top parts. Now, this is one of those tricky ones, so what we're going to do is break the top. We're going to get the tab, pick, and kind of clean the very top. We're going to stick this in, like so, and then we'll stick it back in. And there you are. We'll get another one. Same thing. Break that top off. It's like the best way of doing it. I guess that's how they design it, so they can, when they print them out or whatnot. And then we stick it back in. Throw them out. So that's it for the front top part, and now we're going to work on the fender side. We'll go ahead and, I forgot about these 2 ends, we'll go ahead and put those in and stick that in there, hammer that in. And do the same on the other end. What sucks about these is now you gotta break them off. Stick that in there. In place. On the fender side, we're gonna bolt this on here, and it's gonna take one of these 10mm screws, and so one goes here and one goes in the inner side. If you can see right there where that clip is, that's where the other one goes. So I won't be able to film that, but on both sides there's going to be 2 screws. I added the 2 screws in. That's one. And in the very back end, you'll see another one right there. And that will hold in the fender. After you have bolted on the fender on both sides, now the bumper is now attached to the car. And then if you have anything that's on the bottom, like the motor cover or this plastic cover that goes under the bumper and the motor or the fender, go ahead and bolt that on. There's probably a couple of screws or whatnot. On this vehicle, on the passenger side, the fender cover is missing because of the accident. On the driver's side, it has it. I'm going to put that on, but I'm not going to show y'all. It's just 2 screws. But that's basically how it looks. And then we're going to close the hood. So we're going to close the hood now and show you what it looks like with the hood closed. And that's it. If y'all have any comments or questions, and if you like the video, please like it. If it's been helpful, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you.
Perfect.